Well, I'm from Denmark, in Copenhagen, Denmark. I grew up just outside in the suburbs, in a pretty nice area where I think in that area where I grew up was the worst part of that area, but still, I can't complain. I had a good childhood and nothing I would change about it. It's all good, and I had some loving parents, and they supported me in everything I wanted to do, so that was pretty cool. Even when I came with crazy things like wanting a guitar and stuff like that. So I had a nice childhood in Denmark, and when I became a teenager, all I wanted was to get out of there and see the world. So that's how it goes, I guess. You need to spread your wings and fly. Take a break from the routine. Take some time and go a little. I remember having guitar lessons when I was 6 the first time, and I didn't really like my teacher, so I quit. And, well, I shouldn't have. But music was a pretty big influence. I don't know why my parents didn't play or anything, but they had some Beatles records and some Kenny Rogers records. I guess that's where the country comes from. And I was always into that, and I just wanted to make noises as far back as I can remember. Yeah, so it's always been with me since early childhood, but I do remember like around 13, 14, I really wanted to, get into it. So I begged my dad for a guitar, and he said, okay, but this time you gotta learn to play it. So I'm still learning. So the next day he bought me a guitar, and that was it. Here I am. I think from when I was really early, like from when I was a kid, it must have been the Beatles, early country, that influenced me first. And then of course when I grew up, I wasn't really into hard rock that early on, that came later. I like pop music a lot. Then came one of my friends and introduced me to Gary Moore, and that was the big change for me. So early on, 83, Corridors of Power, Gary Moore, all that stuff. But it doesn't really matter to me if it's hard rock, if it's pop, or if it's whatever country. I kind of like it all as long as I think there's a good melody in there. Melody is really important to me, and I like everything from. I remember having ABBA on the wall when I was a kid. So influences, I think they come from everywhere, but of course the major ones that I grew up with, of course there was the whole 80s scene of, Bryan Adams and Bruce Springsteen and all that stuff. Rod Stewart was a major influence. Gary Moore was probably the biggest as guitar-wise, and Thin Lizzy came along. But then, in the 90s when nobody was listening to country in Europe, I listened to it, so I listened to Vince Gill and Alan Jackson and all that stuff. So, but Ray Charles was funnily enough, I think, like a big influence. So Elvis, my first record was an Elvis record. So there was a lot of different influences, and it doesn't stop there. It keeps coming all the time, and sometimes I forget and I have to go back and think, I listened to that a lot. So yeah, a lot of different stuff. So as long as it's good melodies, I don't care what you call it. Good song is a good song. That's a good question. I don't know. I guess it was just when you get older, you kind of a little bit sometimes have the fear of getting stuck. And I just wanted to tell a story about a couple that maybe kind of got stuck in their ways and not thinking about themselves instead of maybe having a kids, family, dog, hobbies or whatever it is. I don't know. So don't forget why you're together. You have to keep refreshing that, like when people, renew their vows when they get married. And I think there's a reason for that, and that's what the song's about. Just sometimes forget about your daily troubles and just be with the person you love, and don't forget when you were young when you did things, and try to live in the moment, not plan ahead. That's what the lyrics are about. So yeah, that's about it. I'm interested in all genres. I love the blues, Blues has always done something for me. I love country, and I love old country and new country. I think it's it's a big misperception. Like new countries is like, oof, not the real thing. But I think, come on, that's not true in my perspective at least. There's so many elements of country I think that blend in. Like it's the modern day pop world, isn't it? Pop has gone even what I call more pop, and country still has the values of what rock songs used to be and what pop songs are. So, but I don't really mind if it's hard rock or country or pop. I mean, there's some pop songs I think are absolutely amazing. I could mention so many different types of songs that I like. So, my answer to that would be all genres. Write a good song. Good song. It only influenced the work in one sense that I didn't finish the album as fast as I wanted because I had to play with pretty mates that I play in. But musically it didn't have any influence. I tried to draw from all the things that I don't do there. So, and draw from, as I said, like from my youth, from what's going on today, from how you produce things today, from how you write things today. So, and just put that together. That's why the album maybe sounds like 12 different songs, but somehow they fit together. So, yeah.
Take a ride and park up on the riverside. Do you wanna get reckless? Stay out with me the whole night. See the early morning sunrise. We can sleep on the hood of the old car. A bit of me and you time.
Well, you can expect 12 very different songs. Or 11. We recorded 14, I think, but 11 made it to the album. And they're all very different. But they all come from all the influences that I seem to have going on in my life. So somehow they seem to sound like one thing anyway. But it's very different. It goes completely pop, completely country, almost to the edge of rock in the harder sense. It doesn't really go on hard rock, but rock. So yeah, that's what you can expect. So, and hopefully it's songs with melodic choruses. And I tried in pop rock music to reintroduce the guitar solo because that was a big thing for me. So I always wanted to go back to having a guitar solo. I think there's one song where there's not a solo. It didn't just fit that, but I always loved that element, and I think it's too little used today. So in the pop rock sense, so let's bring it back. Guitar solos, man. Yeah, it comes out, I think June 12th, if I'm not mistaken. Could be June 16th, but 12th or 16th. Gonna have to talk to my manager about it.
I feel alive, I can get enough. I feel alive, I can get enough.
We did record 2 cover songs. One made it on the album, and it's a cover of used to be my favorite song when I was like in 6th grade by a Swedish band called Secret Service. The song's called Oh Susie. I think we did a great version on it. I absolutely love it. It's pop meets Rammstein somewhere, so I hope Secret Service did like this one, and I did it justice, So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, there's a lot of guys from around the world that play with me on it. Like I was lucky to pick and choose. I have Paul Bushnell from Tim McGraw's band playing bass on some songs, and I would say a real feature on it is probably the last song on the album that I have Brent Mason. He plays with me on that, and he's of course country guitar hero #1. So I actually wrote the song with him in mind to play the solo, and I didn't even know him or know if he wanted to do it. So I just contacted him, and he was super kind, and I mean, he just sent me what he played, and that was it. That was perfect. So we actually made extra place for him to play on at the end. So excuse me, Brent is wailing away on that, and very humbled to have him on my album. He's an absolute legend, so very thankful for that. Reckless, I think, sticks out. It was the first session we did for recording this album. It was part of that session. It was like a test session, and that song was on there, and it made it all the way through. It was one of those where I woke up in the middle of the night and, oh man, I gotta write a song. Can't be code tomorrow, so it was like last minute. And the chorus pretty much is as I wrote it. So. I just think it's a very melodic, happy, positive song. So I think it sticks out on the album. It was my choice number one. Luckily, the people that work with me, it's also their choice. So yeah, the song kind of just made its own way, didn't it? We didn't have to choose it. I think the song just said, "I'm the one." So yeah, that was cool. I guess in songs you always write a little bit about yourself without knowing it. Something about the subconscious or something. But yeah, there are a couple of songs. One is very personal to me. I don't want to sit and babble about my family and kids, but there's one song is about my boy. So that's my son. That's pretty personal. So other songs is about maybe I stuck myself in as a fictional character about growing up, and sometimes I was always I was never like the other kids in my class, and there's certain things I was like playing football and stuff, but everybody went to the beach and stuff, and I stayed home and played guitar. I never really fit in like the rest of them. And I always felt that. I always knew out of my friends I would be the last one standing playing music, because everybody wanted to play music. But of course, when it got hard, people got jobs and families, and I was stuck to music because that was all that I could do, So yeah, there's like a song called "Superheroes" on there. It's not directly about me. It wasn't as bad as in the lyric in that song, but there's certain elements in that, So yeah, I guess I would have to sit and read them through with somebody who knows me well. They can say, "Oh, you took that from yourself." So yeah. Always a bit of yourself and everything, I guess. But just pull back and simplify it a bit. Nobody wants to hear your whole life story in detail. First idol was Elvis Presley. So that's not true. My first idols were the Beatles. Then it was Elvis. So I think I started off on the right foot, There was a Danish band called Gasoline that I really liked. But there's so many, I can go through it all. It's impossible to name them all. So, I was lucky to grow up in a period of time where there was a lot of great music being made, and some of these people could really play, So everybody from Thin Lizzy, Gary Moore, to Bruce Springsteen, to Vince Gill, to the Eagles, to, impossible to mention them all. You can't get the idea. But yeah, Gary Moore was a big one. So guitar-wise, Rod Stewart, Brian Adams, vocal-wise, well, probably Bruce Springsteen for his relentless live shows. But I can keep going. There's loads. It doesn't have to be the big famous ones. There's loads of people that influenced me that were just friends, great musicians. So. I would probably be a racing driver. I think it's one talent that I had that I could have took somewhere, but I didn't know that I had that talent until I was too old. So it has to be part-time when I have time. Just the last 8 years I haven't had time. So one good day, find me on a go-kart track or in a racing car or something. So I was like that. So yeah.
Let your head down, baby, get reckless tonight.
I don't know if that means what was your plans or what are the plans. My plans for the future are, of course, to release this album. Hope it goes well, hope you people like it. And, play some shows. That's all it's about. One thing is the baby of creating the songs and recording them, and, they take life, and that's great. But then playing live is a whole different animal. So, I've been lucky, I've been touring a lot the last 8 years all over the world, so of course it's different for me now. Now I'm not part of a unit like 5 members of the band. Now it's my name, which I don't really know if that's good or bad, but I can't wait to play these songs live. It's going to be fun. So that's the plan. Yeah. That's it. Sayonara, and thank you for watching, and see you soon.